Alright boys, update. This sucker is freaking square and level. So we are ready to go. I'll fit again, I'll measure everything again right before I start. Welding, but as you can see, we're perfect all the way up. The square measurements are exactly where it should be. I showed you on the computer all the measurement points, so I just printed everything off and stuck it to the garage wall here so I had a reference point. So go back and show you what he did. So roughly where the gas tanks are there, about halfway in on the outside. You can kind of see it way down there. See, I'll show you. Right back over there. See my fingers pointing on the rail right there behind that little bolt. There's a measurement hole there. So you reference off of that point. And you come across to this side right here and measure to this one. So just center that up. Same on that side. You go from there back to here and center it up in this spot. And then what I did was, I don't know if you can see him, but from there what I did, see I just kind of tacked it in there. I used this to hold it flush. And you just tacked it in there with a screw, a sheet metal screw. And then from there, once you have all those lined up, then what I did is took a measurement point from here. So this is the back of the subframe. And then cross-reference that point here. Let's see, right there. So this guy here is the front of the subframe. So you got the back and the front of the subframe, cross-reference on both of those. Those line up. There's another one right over here. Cross-reference those up, and then what I did is I tacked it. There's one on this side, one on the other side, and one on the top. So just, you can see it over there too. So just put them in place there, and then last but not least, there's one from right there to the other side where I now have the jack sitting, and then which is essentially this bolt hole right here, and cross-reference that. So I'm square all the way from the back to the very front. This moves a little bit. But this moves even with, even when everything's welded up. So that moves there. I don't know. Let me walk over there. I'll show you. So there is one piece here. So then what will happen is the outside of the apron will come sit over there and sandwich this little piece right here in between the strut tower and the outside apron. So it'll sandwich in between there. And then so there's this bar here it's welded here, and it goes up to the inside there. There's this little piece right here. And that's actually just held in at the top with bolts. So at the very end, that piece, there's one on each side, will provide the rigidity on the outside, right here at the very outside, to hold it in place. And whatever little movement there is left there, which, I mean, there's none, but whatever little movement's left there is then stopped by the radiator support here. So that'll be the last piece there that kind of holds everything together. So kind of interesting. And the way the subframe and the frame rail pieces on these act as like a brace. So So this strut, the strut tower itself is integral part of the frame rail, and it actually provides a lot of rigidity to the whole unibody frame. So whether a lot of race cars, you need strut towers. So a strut tower that goes from one side to the other makes it more rigid, so you don't have that body flex. This doesn't have that. It's rigid, and then this back support piece here is really high strength steel, and that provides extra core support there. So this thing doesn't move. There's no body roll that comes from. It's just from the weight of it. These don't flex at all, so strut towers are kind of useless on these things. So anyway, that's that. So I'm going to finish putting sheet metal screws around here to get everything buttoned up here. And then tomorrow, the next steps are then I'll come in here and I'll mark, I'll mark all my spot welds on the top where they go, and then I'll drill through this top piece of metal here, and that'll be my holes on the top. This is obviously solid all the way underneath, so I'll weld from the top here. Underneath the rail, there's some spots where I'll have to weld from the floor pan from inside the vehicle down. And then there's some that'll have to come from the outside. So I'll get everything sheet metal screwed in so it holds it in place, kind of fit everything back together again. And then I've already prepped the metal where I'm going to weld, so everything should be prepped, ready to go. So I should have some good welds when I actually do start welding. And then there's one last piece, so I'll have to take all of this off again before I'm finally ready to go, because right back here, where this, let's see if this will, yeah, so where this screw starts, there's one spot weld right back here. And then from here all the way back on the inside of the frame rail here, all this is held, was essentially stuck in place with structural adhesive. So not panel bonding, but structural adhesive. So there's the inside of the frame rail there from the back. I mean, I guess technically it doesn't really provide a lot of extra support, so welding wouldn't really help, but so I'll have to take all this back off again after I get everything, all the sheet metal screws in place. I have to take it all back off again, put some structural adhesive on there, get that ready to go, and then put it all back up again, and put my screws back in, and then it should be, and I should be ready to go to start welding on this thing. Since I'm MIG welding all these spot welds instead of using a squeeze weld or a spot weld, I can't run the structural adhesive all the way up. They had it running all the way up here, but I can't do that because the adhesive, while it works with the squeeze type welds or the spot welds, it does not work with a MIG weld, so I won't be able to do that, unfortunately, right there. But that's okay, because the weld is going to hold the structure in place. So anyway, turned out pretty good. So I measured everything, obviously, and I mean, everything. I essentially kind of lined everything back up with where it was from the factory. And everything lined up perfectly. So, while it bent right there at the front of the subframe, where it kinked over there, it put all the force there and bent everything there. but really everything back didn't bend at all. The subframe took actually most of the damage there, so I'm gonna have to replace the subframe on that. So that's gonna be a pain in the neck when this goes out to paint. When this goes out to paint, I'll strip everything off of that, get the subframe off, and then yank the subframe off of this, because it's the exact same off of this burn Jeep. So the subframe will come off of this, along with that driver's side lower control arm, because I need that one. Again, it's the same part number, so everything's exactly the same. So the subframe and that lower control arm will come off of that, off of the burn Jeep, and I'll swap it out over there and just drop the motor and everything on top, back on top again. A little bit of a pain in the neck because it's got the axles run through there, so I think I'm gonna have to take the axles out. We'll see. Maybe I can get away with just the differential, just removing the differential out of the drive shaft, but I doubt it. I haven't looked in a little bit. I need to go look again, but probably have to strip everything down and swap it out. So getting closer. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.